Let's go. Yep. Live. Check. What's happening, Bulls? Happy Sunday. Let's share this in the group, make everyone aware. Live now, Sunday trade session. Bazing, bazung. Oh, what's happening, Bulls? It's it's a good time to be smelling the roses and doing anything but crypto. You know, not going to hide it from you. The market's dull, it's drab, it's boring. We've gone through these scenarios so many times before. It's just highs and lows. You know, this past bull market's been very quiet. You know, lackluster. The euphoria hasn't really struck yet. Back at the end of, well, I guess it was a while ago now, right? It was like last year, towards the start of last year, when Bitcoin first hit 100K. Let's have a little look at the chart right now and just sort of go over it together. What we're going to do here is we're just going to do the standard procedure. Hang around if you want. We're going to talk about the news. This is obviously a way for me to catch up on everything as well that's going on in the crypto market. We go through it together, so we'll just catch up in all the crypto news, give you the best of the best that's happened on X over the last couple of days, and then we'll go through a couple of charts and some potential trade opportunities. So starting first, I just wanted to just skip to the back and just flick over to Bitcoin real quick, just to sort of reinforce what we started. I've got a lot of charts that have a lot of work done on them, as you can see here. Yep. Every single Bitcoin chart. What about down here? This will do. Alright, we're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at the daily chart. One candle equals 1 day here, so each one of these candles is one single day. We're going to zoom out to the weekly chart now. One candle is 1 week. You can see here, more or less, if we just go boom, boom, and then boom, you can, maybe for you don't see it, but for someone like me, I just see more or less a full year, November 2024, so more than a full year, 14 months or so of just this, and potentially further. What usually happens is before a big range is broken, a new low is put into the range. You can sort of see that here. So this would have been a range as well, and then it comes in and puts in these new lows. Higher low starts up. So new low, higher low starts up. So this is sort of this was sort of the chance to put in a higher low, just this mega bull scenario, uptrend channel, and it still is in play, but it's looking weaker and weaker by the day, as you could see. So what we're seeing here, typically it's just one big uptrend. I've talked countless times that these channels can be rearranged to suit however you like, and in this case we're just going to rearrange it so it picks up this low. And you can see here that there is a chance for a higher low to be put in, and this would just be mega bullish. And to be fair, it would coincide with what the American stock market's doing right now. What's the American stock market doing right now? Put in this small bull trap and then charged on to be close to making $7,000 for the first time in history. It's done it on the ES because it's still actively traded on different hours. Open more. This where the market is open more than the SPX. So the OG SPX, that's just typical trading hours, hasn't reached that 7K yet. So some of these charts, for example, the American stock market is just doing unseen digits, whereas Bitcoin is not very correlated at the moment, and it's sitting and lagging. So that's it's an interesting point to make, that Bitcoin is lagging. It's probably going to be the old Ricky Bobby style, the old drafting and then shake and bake. That is usually what happens. One of the markets is a bit of grinding on a Sunday morning. Shut up. Yeah, so that's typically what happens. One lags, one leads. Then they usually just rocket fire past each other to extremes. Obviously, it's mainly Bitcoin that's rocketing past because this S&P doesn't super rocket past. But a lot of times you will find that Bitcoin does lead, especially on shorter term volatile movements where Bitcoin trades first as a risk-off asset straight on the weekend or something, low liquidity environments. Bitcoin will just torch first, or it'll be like risk on and it'll just pump before anything else happens. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, that's my thoughts. So let's just have a look at the crypto market in general. We'll punch through some news. I'll give you all the best shit to look at the minute. So this CoinGecko, we've got the top 100 sorted by market cap. As you can see, they're not ranked by price. Otherwise, that wouldn't make any sense. XRP is $2. Why is it ahead of BNB $900? That's because of market cap. They have all got different amounts of coins in existence. Therefore, the total value of all coins times by the price equals market cap. Therefore, gives it the relative size to be ranked in a ladder. And this is what it is. So Bitcoin is, countless. Was that 5 times bigger? Is it something like that? More. So what we're seeing here is the price and then what they've changed in by the week. So Polygon's done 55% this week. Render had done, if you looked at it last week, it looked a bit better. So a couple of these coins are more or less doing these big short squeezes. Something like Polygon, it's just come down so far. Look at that. That's just a potential bottom. When you look at it like that, huge volatility, just starts shrinking, consolidating. If we flick over to something like Polygon Matic over here, like Pol USDT.P, the old forgotten, like, oh my god, like, it's big numbers if you bought it at the bottom, but who's buying at the bottom? It's a short squeeze more or less. So 78% in a week or 2 weeks. If we zoom in a little bit further into, say, like a daily chart, you'll see just big blue bars. So these are the blue bars up here. So blue bars precede a big move. Blue bars, big move down. Blue bars, big move down. Blue bars, big move up. Blue bars, big move up. Blue bars, head fake. So if you go high leverage, you probably get stopped out, and then big move up. So is it really that easy? It kind of is. Managing the trade's the hard part, and having a plan prior is the hardest part, in my opinion. So being prepared and sticking to your plan is quite difficult. So blue bars mean big move. Blue bars is exactly what happened. Big move is exactly what happened. It's coming up to hunt out liquidities. You can see the little top here, a little high. So this is literally what it's done. Short squeeze, just straight into the swing highs. You go like this, you go template, you go buy side liquidity, and then boom, that's just basically prime shorting location right now. But what I would like to do as a shorter would be to see, it's getting there, but I want to see it start to range, so it's trending still. What we're looking for, which will probably come very shortly, is this to go like that. Alright, so once this happens, then you can start shorting pieces of shit like this for breakfast. If you believe that this was not the generational bottom right there at 9.98 cents, 0.098 cents. Anyways, there's a little how to look. So it's all pretty drab. There's a lot of trading to be doing. Not super high leverage, but there's low liquidity, so that you can run the high leverage and get some pretty good moves with the low liquidity if you're on the right side, but you just risk the stop hunts. So you got to basically enter on the stop hunts, and then you can get these real good moves in the dead of the night, and it's very quiet at the moment. So there's money to be made, but everyone's just thrown around in the washing machine and just sick of the fucking shit. So each to their own, each to their fucking own. Let's start chatting. So other than the juice, What do you say when you're speaking in code? Juice shit. Trump's been pretty fucking red hot lately. That Venezuela shit was gangster as. Pentagon pizza index spiking again. Iran, your window just closed. So have you seen this shit? Extreme Pizza and other shops near the Pentagon are seeing above average traffic. If you know, the Pentagon pizza index. So I don't know if you haven't seen this shit. So it's all the pizza. Whenever there's a big event, military event about to take place, all the pizza stores around the Pentagon, they clearly take pizza into the war rooms. All the pizza around the Pentagons, all the pizza shop traffic goes through the roof. I'm talking like 10x's and shit. And so everyone tracks that and then starts putting bets on Polymarket that there's going to be some sort of military announcement the next day. And it's got a good track record so far. So it's happening again. Iran, your days are numbered because the pizza tracker says so. Good stuff. So here's Raoul Powell's take on market sell pressure. So he's still harping on about October 10th liquidation. I mean, that fucked me up. October 10th liquidation proper fucked me up. It was the worst, most violent liquidation that this market's ever seen. And I guess I was here 2017, right? So, fuck, I'm coming on 10 years, lads. 9 years of crypto. Wow, no Lambo still. Yeah, it doesn't... Trading doesn't suit my personality the best naturally, like it does in ways, and then it doesn't in ways. The emotional control suits me very well. But what doesn't suit me well is the optimism. Optimism and pessimism, you need to be, I've learned in trading, you need to be more pessimistic than optimistic in ways, not reliant. Fear is more of an ally than hope. In fact, hope is almost detrimental. So yeah, I'm always hoping for things and getting excited about shit, like as in. Like, oh yeah, fucking nailed this bottom, it's going to move. Ends up just topping at a range, comes back down, hits break even or stop loss. Like that's a classic. So, letting you win the balance, finding the balance between taking aggressive, prudent profit, protecting your gains, and then also letting your winners win. If you can find the right systemized balance of that, you will thrive in the trading industry. All right, let's listen to Raoul Powell and see what he reckons, how the October 10 liquidation is still reverberating. Its ripples are waving through.
The market's broke, fine. We've seen that before, flash crashes and stuff. But the market makers couldn't access the APIs. So who bought the stuff that was being liquidated? And my guess is the exchanges had to step in. Binance, OKX, and whoever had all of that forced deleveraging. And they had to step in because there was no market at all. And everything was automatically being liquidated. Can you imagine that happening? You're sitting in front of your screen, the market makers are shut out from making prices, yet everybody's being liquidated in a cascade. What do you do? Well, if you're Binance or whoever, you're going to have to put your balance sheet on the line.
Yeah.
And my guess is that's what happened. So they bought a whole bunch of stuff, and then they've been somebody's been acting like a program trading desk, unwinding a big trade. We've kind of seen it every day. They sell something, they sell a bunch, and that's what it looked like to me. So somebody took on an absurd amount of risk because they had to, and they've been having to work out of it in an illiquid market over time.
So do you get what he said there? He's basically saying that some of these big exchanges, Binance and all that sort of stuff, when that October 10th liquidation happened, they pretty much had to just come in and soak some of the liquidation orders to keep all the coins from going to zero on their books, more or less. So they had to soak some of it up. Therefore, they had to buy a lot of these coins that they didn't want to buy just to save the exchanges and save the coins from all just going to zero. And now all these exchanges are left with these altcoins that they didn't want from these liquidations, and now they're just selling them off like proper, and that's why everyone's shorting that have been shorting from October to now are getting and gonna get squeezed the fuck out of, because it's in the exchange's best wishes for that to happen, so they can deload and continue offloading all these shit coins that they bought in October 10. Like, we've all got such narrow, short time frame thinking, but when you're talking about a big corporation or an organization, there's 6 months plans, 12 months plans, 3-year plans. Tis what it is. Moving on. I don't know. I just shared maybe buying property isn't the best idea. Alright. But you get leverage, you get like 10x leverage in property, so there's a lot of power in that. What's next? Breaking. Satoshi Era Whale just bought 26,900 Bitcoin worth 2.45 billion. He became active for the first time since 2011 and went all in on Bitcoin again. He definitely knows we're going on. Well, I wouldn't say definitely because you don't know what he knows, but look at that. Inflow, 2 hours, massive. 90k buys. Yeah, so, but it can't tell you if it's a buy, a custody reshuffle, or an all. So that's an extremely good point. So it could, it is an inflow into a wallet, into an old wallet, but old mate could have already had it. So bare minimum, he's just parking it up in a longer term wallet that he's had for a long time. Tunnel vision. Okay, this Bitcoin bear market will be a Bitcoin bear market drawdown. So you can see here the drawdowns get less and less. That's the drawdown over here, percentage. So 90%, 80%, another 80%, 70% so far. I'm probably going to be there's got room for more in there. Look at that. Actually concerns me, to be honest. That actually makes me think that it's going to be more like another 60 or 50% come down from here. So okay, there you go. Just bailed myself out. What's this chick saying? Let's have a look.
To questions. Here in our new media seat, we have Frank Corva, who's the White House correspondent for Bitcoin Magazine, which comes at a timely week with crypto legislation moving across Capitol Hill. So why don't you kick us off, Frank, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Ms. Levin.
Sure.
I was curious to hear if the president was in favor of removing any and all language around central bank digital currencies from the Genius Act, maybe as a means to get it across the line and get it on his desk. And then my second question was about something the president spoke about in this room. He talked about a $600 de minimis tax exemption for Bitcoin and other crypto spending. So I was just wondering if you could comment on those.
Sure. Well, the president did signal his support for a de minimis exemption for crypto, and the administration continues to be in support of that. We are definitely receptive to it to make crypto payments easier and more efficient for those who seek to use crypto as simple as buying a cup of coffee. Of course, right now that cannot happen, but with the de minimis exemption, perhaps it could in the future, and we will continue to explore legislative solutions to accomplish that. As for the central bank digital currency and the Genius Act, which you noted has passed through Congress and will be sent to the president's desk. I believe the House is voting on it. If they haven't, they should be passing it. We know we have the votes, and we expect it to get to the president's desk, and we are planning a signing ceremony tomorrow afternoon. All of you will get more details on that. This piece of legislation is going to make America the crypto capital of the world, and that's what the president promised. As for a central bank digital currency, the president opposes that. He made that promise to the American people on the campaign, and while it's not in this specific piece of legislation, he did sign a January executive order banning a central bank digital currency. The administration supports Congress's efforts to codify that executive order into law, and I believe there will be future pieces of legislation in regards to crypto that will be moving through Capitol Hill. The president looks forward to signing them, and he looks forward to the signing ceremony this afternoon. So,
man, honestly, that's fucking epic. That the West becomes the crypto capital of the world, And then Trump bans central bank digital currencies. That's fucking unreal. That's exactly what everybody wants. So, you know, backing him on a lot of things. Hey, here's a little bit of motivation for your Sunday. Look at this. Do crackheads ever say, I'm too broke to smoke crack tonight? No, they get up and make it happen. There's a lesson in there for you. All right. You can, if you want it, you can get it. Holy shit, President Trump, more Trump shit. Yeah, he's fucking trending. President Trump just ordered government agencies to buy $200 billion in mortgage bonds. This pushes mortgage rates lower and improves housing affordability. And lower mortgage payments means people have more disposable income to save up and invest in riskier assets. I like where your head's at, Lark. Bullish for risk assets like Bitcoin. Yeah, well, we've seen that with the old COVID handout, right? It's pretty much everyone got that helicopter money and markets just fucking full throttle pumped. So most people would just either, you know, that they don't, people get a lump sum of money, they do something out of the ordinary with it, typically, like invest it, because people don't like getting out of their routine, out of their comfort zone. If they're used to spending $800 a week and then they get $5,000, or they've got this new money coming in, or they've got this extra cash that goes above their 800, it's like something different, so therefore they usually do something different with it. Very simple. It's a very simple theory, and I think it's quite accurate. Chairman Scott announces crypto market structure bill markup next week. There's a lot of this shit going on. There's a lot of crypto market structure bill talk. Oh, Shamath. Fucking Shamath. Literally the most well-articulated Zcash price. Nah, fuck it. What else we got? We already had that one. Alright, here's something for you. The Bitfinex long-short ratio has proven to be a pretty solid bottom signal for Bitcoin. Historically, every time the ratio sparks and starts topping out, Bitcoin follows with a major rally. Right now, it's at the highest level of this cycle, and it's already starting to roll over. So it's not where it is necessarily, but the momentum. So the momentum being down typically pulls the price up, or vice versa. We can look over here to the long-short ratio on Coinalyze and see a very similar behavioral pattern. You switch it out to the daily. You zoom out a little bit, just shit like this, right? So you can sort of see where's the bottom. Okay, so the bottom price starts going up. What does the long-short ratio do? Sort of start trending down. Over here, you know, where's the bottom? There. So price starts trending up. It's definitely like even from, I mean, you know. So how would I rephrase this? Okay, so from like pretty much the mean, or at least the median of all this. That last section where it's basically here and then going down, that's typically when price seems to be trending up. You know, the last section of it here, trending down, trending up. And so that's what people are hoping happens here. Let's see if it's sort of continuous over these sorts of areas here. Yeah, so it sort of starts, you know, trending down or ranging, and price starts going up. What about here? It's pretty much a bit of a bottom here. I mean, this was 2 months or so. So that last little trend down bit kicked the uptrend off, you know. Anyways, there's a bit of, you know, the waters are murky, but there's signs. Yeah, you know, respect to Alex Becker, but fuck. Alex Becker's cryptocurrency investment advice guide YouTube video for 2025. How much money did you or would you have lost? I can't believe he hasn't deleted this video yet. As of January 9th, 2026, a list of all the coins Alex Becker suggested you should buy in his video. Super, down 81%. Solana, good call there, not too bad. These ones 89, 98, Seed World, Carrot 97. So all these, Alex Becker's just the king of doing whatever gets the most views, no matter how detrimental or harmful it is on society. And as we saw on X recently, his total altcoin portfolio is less than 3%. So, or 3%. So, basically leading lambs to the slaughter for other revenue. While, if that's true, I do believe it though. I reckon he'd have fuck all in shit coins. He's just doing it because it gets the most. He's found a niche and it just gets the most views. So that's why he's named so many random ones that even I've never heard of. I pretty much have heard of all them. I haven't heard of that one. Neural AI. Destra Network. Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, decent. Yeah, shit. It's all shit. You got to get the fuck out of these. If these coins aren't doing what you hope they would do, get the fuck out. Avacto Ceto. Alright. Here we go. Let's move into the charts and then we'll sort of wrap it up. So funding rate's green, relatively. Predictive trending down a little bit. Volatility is extremely low. It's consolidating. You know, it's about to have another fucking pretty big move right here. So this is a bit of a halfway point. It's quite difficult to call it, to be fair. I know there's a hell of a lot of liquidity down here. You see all these lows? So you can see it back over here. We'll do some TA now, right? So if you're not interested in TA, don't worry about it. So this over here is a liquidity gold mine, all right? Liquidity gold mine. What do I mean by that? Liquidity gold mine. See all this price action across here. See all these lows. Just the amount of stop losses that are under this. This is 19th all the way, so it's all retail. 19th all the way to the 3rd. So basically 2 weeks of retail longs haven't been wiped yet. So it's so easy for something like this. Butts. Very, very easy. I think this is probably the highest probability outcome right now. Something like this. I do think potentially there's still room for higher. It wants to go higher. It's holding higher prices, but at least bare minimum, this is just so much easy money, free money here if there's just a sharp little wick down to the lows. And overall, you'd zoom out, it'd look like just a higher low, to be fair. So that's pretty much what I can see happening at the moment. Maybe like so still a relatively big move. Just one more smash down into the 80s, but very fast. Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Here's a old Warren Buffett video that I can't remember if I've watched or not. I'm going to watch this after. It goes for an hour and a half. So if you're interested in that, that's what you can find at Knowledge Bank on X. Open interest is diverging, which is sort of bullish actually. Price is trending up. Open interest is trending down slightly. So it's just good sign of the times. We've already talked about the ES, so the American stock market is putting in fucking major highs. I think this will continue higher, so this is sort of part of the bullish case. Maybe come up to the top of this channel before heading down. Something like that. 7.1, 7.2. It's pretty rare for prices to stop right at that, the big number. Like the big number does work as resistance, but after like an extra bit of momentum break, like this is like news headlines, and then everyone like the last rush into it, push the prices up an extra 1% or 2%, whatever, 5% even, and then fucking zzz. So the dollar, the DXY, where is it? The dollar, the DXY, yeah, still ranging. The conditions are right for this to help the market somewhat. I mean, it's not trending higher. It is trying to bottom though. So we'll see what happens here. Not too much to watch on that. Flicking over to the top 100, it's 10 o'clock, so this is just refreshed. But let's just have a quick fluck through. Look at this. Yeah, XMR's making new highs. Is it all times? Might be all-time highs. XMR coming up to new all-time highs. Alright, so there's still coin to be made. Pump Fun, fucked. Absolutely fucked. Fart Coin, fucked. Oh my god. Zcash, fucked. Look at that. You know, wouldn't be looking for a bottom for a bit. Yeah, don't drop. That's the falling knife. Hype. Yeah, so did not react how I wanted it to. I was expecting back up to 29. Didn't work out. Sky, Render. So Render's been charging. This is a little, could be a little step, could go higher. You know, it's ranging here, so this is the decision point to see where the rest of the market is. Solana. So Solana doesn't look too bad, where it's just sort of trying to break out of this channel. At the end of the day, again, you know, the market is ranging, my friends. This is just a big, long range all the way back from November. It's ranging, and you can't be too bullish until it's like, you know, tight candles doing these sort of consolidation pumps up here. Tron's fucking the strongest coin there is, really. You see, you know, we talk about buying Tron at good prices pretty often. Tron's a winning horse. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, obviously, everything needs to have a little sell-off here and there, but Tron's a fucking winner. Aave, you know, Aave is one of those strong coins that does perform well when it gets a chance. You know, it's one of those ones where you can sort of get a little bit of shut eye. But yeah, it doesn't look super great right now. What's XRP look like? Let's have a little look. Yeah, I mean, that's big. You know, that's big buying. That's short squeezing. This sell-off is not that great. You want to just see some sort of rounded bottom base here. If you want to be bullish, if this comes back down here in this like small low time frame range, then that's not a good look at all. I said BNB looks pretty good. You can see how it's sort of I mean, it's ranging, but you can see how it's sort of like a snake, you know. It's got this head. It's hard to articulate. It's a, you know, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, consolidated, higher, low. Like, this is a stronger consolidation trend shift. So this looks a lot stronger than, you know, one of these other ones, like, for example, like Ethereum. See how Ethereum looks like it's had the high. Ethereum looks a bit more droopy. It's had a very, like, a rough rejection here. You know, the lows are higher, whereas BNB, it sort of looks like it's lifting up a bit more. You know, the highs are higher. The rejection didn't really work. It's sort of more curved. So that's a good, nice little one. Tau, that looks like it's come up too fast. Very wicky at the top here. So not the best thing that you want to see on that. You zoom in, you look for a knot, and then it'll most likely come back and try that knot there. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see something like this, all the way back down to here for Tau before it heads higher. Or bare minimum this, but it's already done that. So I would say, yeah, you're most likely going to see something like this. You know, these coins, some of them, like, fucking, they look like they've gone up too fast, and that is because they have. All right, yeah, happy days. We'll call it there. Have a good fucking rest of your Sunday. No time to rest. Get up and fucking get it done. I'll talk to you soon. How do you stop this shit? Ta-ta.